morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter body fluid and circulation. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the lymph or tissue fluid. So, what is lymph or tissue fluid? As we know, in the previous class, we have discussed about the blood or the components of blood like plasma or formed element, in which we have discussed about the RBCs, WBCs and platelets, or how they carried out the different body functions. Now RBC main important role in the gaseous exchange, or if you talk about the WBCs, so help in the immune response, or the cells of immune systems are belongs to the WBCs. Now the platelets have the clotting factor. Most of actually all the clotting factor are synthesized by the platelets. They function in the blood clot or coagulation of blood. Now students, let us move to the today's topic, lymph or tissue fluid. What is actually saying about the tissue fluid? This one. As the blood passes through the capillaries in tissue, some water along with many small water soluble substances move out into the spaces between the cells of tissues, leaving the large proteins and most of the formed elements in the blood vessels. So water with water soluble substances enter into the space in between that is intercellular space, or through which the gaseous exchange is carried out, or the other molecule or the nutrition and or also the electrolytes diffusion is carried out through the interstitial fluid, or that this fluid released out is called the interstitial fluid or tissue fluid. Now it has the same mineral distribution as that in plasma. Whatever the mineral is present in the plasma all together, like mineral or the electrolytes and protein, except protein, the water soluble components are also present in the tissue fluid or interstitial fluid. Exchange of nutrients and gases etc. between the blood and the cell always occur through this fluid. So exchange of gases, whenever we talk about the capillaries, it is to the particular tissues and transfer the gases or the nutrients to the cells. So actually the capillaries are not directly linked with or connected with the tissues or cells. Actually it is connected through the interstitial fluid, which is known as lymph. So all the gases or all the nutrients transferred into the cell, particular cell, is first diffused in the tissue or body fluid, tissue fluid, or then it transported to the cell by the diffusion mechanism. Now between the blood and the cell always occur through this fluid. An elaborate network of vessels called the lymphatic system collect the fluid and drain it back to the blood circulatory system, so or major veins. The fluid present in the lymphatic system is called lymph. So whatever the fluid is present, or their composition is similar to the plasma, is called lymph. It is present in the lymphatic system. A lymphatic system is also formed by the vessels which collect the interstitial fluid and drain it back to the lymphatic back to the blood circulatory system. Lymph is a colorless fluid containing specialized lymphocytes which are responsible for the immune responses of the body. Lymph is also an important carrier for nutrients, hormones, etc. Now we know that the B cells and T cells, all the cells, antibodies, plasma cells, all together present in the blood circulatory system, or whenever the bacteria or viruses attack on our body, so these immune cells target that bacteria or viruses, or kill that particular bacteria or viruses that is known as immune response. So how they fight with them? The B cells and T cells and other immune cells like macrophages, natural killer cell, dendritic cells, monocytes or mast cell, basophil cells, eosinophils all together are present in the lymphatic vessels. So that's why it is also known as lymphatic vessel is also lymphatic organs are known as the site of training. So site of training of these immune cells because they have major fluid or these vessels help in the transport of different immune system at the site of infection also. So that's why that is responsible for the immune response. These lymphocytes are also present, specialized are also present in the lymphatic vessel. Lymph is also an important carrier of nutrients, hormone, etc. Fat are absorbed through the lymph in the lacteal present in the intestinal villi. So as we know, in the intestinal villi, there is intestinal villi, all the nutrients is absorbed directly through the villi because of this reason the cells of our intestine increase their surface area by the formation of intestinal villi. Here along with the these cells, microvilli, the lacteal glands are also run together with the microvilli, or this is actually the lymphatic vessel which absorb the help in the absorption of fat. So absorption of fat is carried out by the lacteal system present in the small intestine, microvilli of small intestine. So it is important to note what we have discussed earlier, that is a food system which is present in the interstitium. Their composition is this is colorless and their composition is similar to the plasma. That is the fluid is collected by the lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic vessels have the specialized cells. These cells are known as the B lymphocyte, B lymphocytes and T lymphocyte help in the immune response, for the immune response. Whenever any microbe or viruses attack on our body, our immune cells transfer through our immune cells are transferred with the help of these microvilli. With the help of our immune system now what happened during this time? Our cells of immune system transferred by the lymphatic vessels on the site of infection. So it is important to know. Another important thing is that the hormones, nutrients all together are transported through the to the cell through the lymphatic vessels. Fats are also absorbed in the lacteal tissues of the small intestine. So student, here is overall about the lymph or tissue fluid. Now let us discuss with the next topic. Now here is circulatory pathway. So what are circulatory pathway? How it will transfer? How it help in the circulation of nutrients, mineral, different type of gases to compounds, protein, amino acid, carbohydrate, all together transported through the blood circulatory system. So what are the nutrients, what are the waste products transported or eliminated by the cells, all together drain into the blood circulatory system, then it passes to the kidney, our digestive system for removal of it. So how many type of blood circulatory systems are present. As we know, there are open and closed type of circulatory system. Open type of circulatory system is found in arthropods, whereas closed type of circulatory system in higher organism. If we talk about the lower or in invertebrates, so annelids shows the closed type of circulatory system. Another one is cephalopods, which also shows the closed circulatory system. Now, let us move to the alliance which is given in the NCERT. The circulatory pattern are of two types, open or closed type. Open circulatory system is present in arthropod mollusks, in which blood pumped by the heart passes through large vessels into open space. So that's why passes through the large vessel into open space or body cavity called sinuses. So it is important that the heart pump blood into large vessel or large vessel drain it into open space or body cavity. That's why it is known as open type of circulatory system. Now, annelids and chordates have a closed type of circulatory system in which blood pumped by the heart is always in closed blood circulatory system or vessels, circulated through a closed network of blood vessels. This pattern is considered to be more advantageous as the flow of blood can be more precisely regulated. Now, all vertebrates possess a muscular chambered heart. Fishes have a two-chambered heart. We know one auricle and one ventricle. One auricle in fishes, one auricle, one ventricle is present. Now, if we talk about the amphibians, they have the three-chambered heart. Two auricle, one ventricle. Reptiles, two shows the three-chambered heart, two auricle and one ventricle, but except the crocodile, which shows the four-chambered heart. Now, aves, from aves to mammal, they show the two-chambered heart. No, sorry, four-chambered heart, two auricle and two ventricle. So it is important. Now let us move with the lines of NCERT. All vertebrates possess a muscular heart. Fishes have a two-chambered heart with an atrium, auricle, and a ventricle. Amphibian and a reptile, except crocodile, it is given, which shows the four-chambered heart, have a three-chambered heart with two atria and single ventricle, whereas crocodile, birds and mammal possess a four-chambered heart. It is clearly given, four-chambered heart with two atria and two ventricles. In fishes, the heart pumps out deoxygenated blood, which is oxygenated by the gills. So the heart do not pump the oxygenated blood because fishes shows the venous type of blood circulatory system, because the heart flows or heart pumps deoxygenated blood rather than oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood transferred by the gill. Heart transport the blood to the gill, where the oxygenation of blood is carried out through the gill, or from the gill it is transported to the other body tissues in fishes. Now similarly, amphibians, the impure partially oxidized blood is transported by the heart because they show the four-chambered heart. Here is mixing. In amphibian, mixing of blood is carried out. In reptiles also mixing of blood is carried out, because when the blood pump into the lung, from the lung it again drain into the left atria, or from the left atria it drain into the ventricle, where the impure blood is already present. So pure and impure mixing is carried out in the ventricle, then mixed blood is transported to the other body tissues. return to the heart. So single circulation is shown by the fishes, or that's why it is known as, or because of the deoxygenated blood is transported by the heart, so that's why the blood is venous type of blood. Now blood circulatory system. In amphibians and reptiles, the left atrium receives amphibians and left atrium reptiles, left atrium receive oxygenated blood from the gills, lung and skin, and the right atrium gets the deoxygenated blood from the other body part. However, they get mixed up in the single ventricle, because the single ventricle is present in amphibians and reptiles. That's why mixing is happen. Blood incomplete, that is double circulation. That is known as incomplete double circulation. In birds and mammals, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood received by the left and right auricle where it drains into the left ventricle, or that's why there is a separation in between deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood, because of the presence of two ventricle, or presence of septum between the ventricle, that is interventricular septum separate both the deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood. So that's why the heart of aves and mammal pumps oxygenated blood only, not the deoxygenated blood. The ventricle pump it out without any mixing up, because that is two separate circulatory system. Here is the ventricle pump it out without any mixing up, that is two separate circulatory pathways are present in these organisms. Hence, these animals have double circulation. Let us study the human circulatory system. So, student, here is overall about the double and single circulatory system in which organism. Double and single circulatory system. There are two kind of circulatory system: open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory system in vertebrates. The open type of circulatory system accept aggregates, which shows the closed type of circulatory system. In open type of circulatory system, blood pumped by heart into large vessels, which drain blood into body cavity or open space. Body cavity or open space. In closed circulatory system, heart pump blood into vessels, blood vessels, or due to which this is called the closed type of circulatory system, which is found in maximum vertebrates, in all vertebrates actually, or in Annelida also. Now, on the basis of these two, there are in the closed type of closed circulatory system, there are of two type of circulatory system, that is single circulation and double circulation. The single circulation is carried out in which only one atria or one auricle is present, or simply the heart drain once in a time. In a single circulation, only once in a time, and in double circulation, two time blood pumped into the heart in a single circulation. So that's why it is known as double or single circulation. Now fishes shows one auricle, one ventricle. That's why the impure blood is transported to the body tissues. Another important thing is that the fishes shows the single circulation because of the only one time in a circulation of blood. Only one time blood drain into the heart. Second thing is that the blood pumped by the heart is impure blood, not the pure blood. First, heart pump receive the blood from the body and transport into the gill for the purification, for the oxygenation. Then oxygenated blood is transport to the body tissue by the gills, not the heart. That's why it is known as venous blood or single circulation. In the closed type of closed circulatory system, there are of two type of circulatory system, that is single circulation and double circulation. The single circulation is carried out in which only one atria or one auricle is present, or simply the heart drain once in a time. In a single circulation, only once in a time, and in double circulation, two time blood pump into the heart in a single circulation. So that's why it is known as double or single circulation. Now fishes shows one auricle, one ventricle. That's why the impure blood is transported to the body tissues. Another important thing is that the fishes shows the single circulation because of the only one time in a circulation of blood, only one time blood drain into the heart. Second thing is that the blood pumped by the heart is impure blood, not the pure blood. First, heart pump receive the blood from the body and transport into the gill for the purification, for the oxygenation. Then oxygenated blood is transport to the body tissue by the gills, not the heart. That's why it is known as venous blood or single circulation in fishes. In amphibians, the mixed blood is transported. That's why it is known as incomplete double circulation, where the three-chambered heart shown by the amphibians and reptile except crocodile. And another important thing is that the blood is impure or mixed blood transported by the ventricle. So first the right ventricle or right auricle receive the blood from the body, impure blood, then is transported into the gill, skin and lungs. And from the gill, skin and lungs transported into the left auricle, or from the left auricle it drain into the ventricle. Because amphibians are three-chambered, only one auricle is present, only one ventricle is present. That's why the mixing of blood is carried out in the ventricle. The mixed blood is transported to the other body tissues in reptile and amphibian. In birds and mammals and crocodile, the four-chambered heart is present. Now in the four-chambered heart, the blood is transported through the heart to the body tissues are pure type, oxygenated type of blood, where both oxygenated and deoxygenated get separated in the ventricle because of the septum, interventricular septum present in between the right or left ventricle. So that's why the oxygenated and deoxygenated both type of blood get separated by the septum present in the ventricle. So in the blood, in the amphibian, not in aves and mammals, in aves and mammal, they shows the pure type of blood circulation or double circulation because of the separation of these, or from why this is known as double circulation. Once the impure blood drain into the heart, then heart pump blood into the lungs, from lung pure blood drain into the again heart, or then heart transported the pure blood to the body tissues. So that's why it is known as double circulation. This takes place in aves and mammal, and also the pure blood is transported by the heart. So student, here is overall about the blood circulatory system. In next class we will discuss about human circulatory system. In next class we will discuss about the structure of heart, altogether structure of heart, what is cardiac cycle, and all together we will discuss in next class. So student, here is overall about what we have discussed in today's class, that is lymph and circulatory pathway. Lymph and circulatory pathway. So So I hope you like this video, student, and thank you for listening and watching me.